Let me get comfortable. We're in my bedroom and today I figured I would do a story time. My first story time on my channel. Yes! Because it's about to get real. So I've been wanting to do a story time since I started my freaking YouTube channel. And I kept like teasing it and talking about it like I really want to, but like I was just scared, like but I feel like a bit more mature now, because like I feel like it's been like over a year or two since I last spoke about this. It's not even that deep anyway. I don't even know why, like thinking about it, I don't know why I had this idea to do this yesterday. I should look here because I'm not doing it tomorrow. I had this idea to do this yesterday because I was going to film about my bag, my new Pochette Matisse, but I was like, no man, I need something with more spice. So I was like, okay, let me do a story time. That's the longest intro. This story goes back to about, okay, we'll title the story, I should have spotted the red flags. That's the title of this tale. This story goes back to when I was in high school, matric, last year of school. In matric I was 16 turning 17, because obviously in Zim we start school when we were 5 years old. So coming into SA, I started grade 1. I started grade 1 when I was 5. So I was always a year younger. So going into matric I was 16 turning 17. Going into first year I was 17 turning 18. So you could say with my age came a lot of naivete. I had this best friend in high school and me and her basically did everything together, and it's like our first everything, first drink, first club, first party, first everything together. Like we were like this. So so when we were in matric we both had boyfriends, like our first-ish boyfriends. What was my first boyfriend, I think she had a boyfriend before. Maybe it was her first boyfriend, so I can't remember. But we had boyfriends and they were children, come on. They were like our age, like 17 as well, 16, 17, 18. Maybe they were 18. The oldest guy, her boyfriend was older. Her boyfriend was 18. Mine was, I think, 17, 18. And they were cool guys, you know. They were like not in our school. They were not from our school. Like my man was like half German, half black, you know what I'm saying? They were just exotic, like they were different, you know. So we received quite a bit of hate from like girls, but we were loving it. But so that's my first boyfriend that I had when I was in high school, and our relationship sort of petered out as the end of grade 12 came. So as we were wrapping up school and doing our final exams, the relationship was kind of like petering out at that stage. The final year of matric, at the end of the exams, whatever, we were like, fuck this, we need to celebrate. So like at the end of, in December, there used to be this festival in this suburb called Observatory in Cape Town. I don't think they do it anymore, but it was wild, okay? Like naked people walking around, very like hippie-ish, like arts and crafts stalls, street food, like the street was blocked. It was like basically like a huge block party for like 2 days. To be fair, we were a little bit young to be there, honestly speaking, like 17, come on. But anyway, but we liked things, so obviously we're gonna be there. So we go to this block party, and basically like, I mean, like any festival, any carnival, whatever it is, like you're walking around, going to different restaurants, going to the different bars and whatever it is, and just like chilling. And that time our boyfriends wanted to come with us, but we sort of wanted to like experience this on our own. Like we didn't want guys, like our boyfriends, like around us. Like we just wanted to experience this on our own and have a little bit of fun. So we were trying to like ditch them and stuff the whole time, walking around a couple of times, and there was this guy that just like caught my eye. I walked past him twice. We had walked past this group of guys twice, and there really was only one hot one, and he was fine, like different breed. I don't even know where they find men like this. I was completely confused. So I see this guy, walk past this guy like twice now. The second time we walk past him and his friends, he like winks at me, and I'm just like, oh, ciao. But obviously like I'm not gonna do anything. yeah, I think he stopped us. So he was like, what are you guys up to, blah blah. I was like, no, we're just chilling, blah blah. Then he was like, okay, like later, like why don't you come to Stones is like a bar pub situation. So he was like, why don't you come to Stones, like we can hang out and stuff. So we were like, okay. So like by this point, like our boyfriends wanted to like chill with us and like have dinner, and we were like, yeah, these guys, man, we need to dish these guys. So by the way, let me just tell you, relationship was petering out. Like I feel like we really weren't really even like together, you know what I'm saying? So we go to Stones, we go to this bar, and like me and my friend, like we don't really look for these guys. We're just like, let's just like have some drinks and stuff. By the way, we didn't get asked for ID or anything because we were stacked, okay, stacked with racks, like breasts, like we had big boobs. So us being asked for ID never happened. Even we still used to go out when we were still 16 in matric, and we would never get stopped because we just looked older. We ordered our drinks, ordered our Hunter's Dries, and it was so much fun. We were just like chilling, playing pool and stuff, and then these guys rock up. And basically, I'm just telling you how I met this guy. So basically, we were all chilling together, playing pool together, getting along, whatnot, and then we exchanged numbers, and then things just took off. So his friend liked my best friend, and the guy liked me, so it just took off. And when it was like, yeah, he's a model and blah blah, like they're both models or whatever it is. I mean, he was beautiful, so I fucking believed him. It's like, oh, where you from, where you from? He's like, no, I'm half Nigerian, half Ghanaian. This is where my so I'm like, okay, try and play cool. And then like we basically got to know each other, we exchanged numbers, and over time we basically essentially start dating into my first year at UCT. By this time I'd broken up with my boyfriend like already in December already, like a week after the carnival. I was like, bro, let's go separate ways. And then so me and this guy started dating like first year of high school, like the following year. I mean first year of university. So I was staying on campus at UCT, and thank God for that. Well, actually, yeah, well, thank God for that, because I needed my space away from home as well. So I was staying on campus. My friend went and attended a beauty academy somewhere else as well. She was also staying on campus there. So so basically I started dating this guy, and I was his girlfriend, but he wasn't my boyfriend, if you know what I'm trying to say. I was in a relationship, he was not. So this guy was part of this like crew in Cape Town that was like super popular. By the way, this guy was older than me, but like I don't even know how old he was today. I don't even know how old he is. I'm sure he lied. I would say nothing less than 25, and mind you, I'm 17 at the time. Maybe I lied about my age too. I don't even remember. It's a blur. My whole first year was a blur. We're basically in a relationship, well I am, and I'm obsessed with him. Oh my god, this guy's good looking, god damn it. I get lost in his eyes every time. Like every time, you know when you're like watching your man have a conversation like far off, like in the distance, like he's busy with something else, and you're just looking at him and you think to yourself, oh, I can't believe that's mine. Like, have you ever felt like that? Like I can't believe that guy belongs to me. Like, it's just so hot. Like his presence, the walk, everything, the talk, it's the one. So a lot of the time I just felt like like, where do they make these people? So I think the first couple of red flags were, he went to, so he was part of this crew that like basically went out a lot in Cape Town, like part of the nightlife. Went out quite a bit in Cape Town. I didn't really go out a lot because I stayed all the way in Rondebosch, but I'd see my friend quite a bit, so we would go out sometimes. And then she told me about this Thursday nights at this one club. It's like they play like Angolan sort of like music, and it's like lit, like it's lit, like we were into, like, we weren't even interested in South African boys at this point. We were just like, what is this what is this other Africa? What's Africa? Like, we were just like, who are these people from different countries, like Angola, Nigeria, Ghana? Like, where are these people from? We just want to be within. We want to be within this mix. So she was like, come, Kizomba nights, which is an Angolan kind of dance and genre of music. Kizomba nights on Thursday night. Like, me and my friends started going, you have to come and check this out. So I'm like, girl, let's do this. Let's do this. This guy, my man at the time, I don't want to say my man, this guy I'm dating at the time, he's like, what are you, like, you shouldn't go to these parties, like it's not for you, blah blah. So I'm like, I don't know what you speak of, I'm having the time of my life, like, you can't stop me. So then the first red flag was then one night, I think he was meant to come and see me, and he didn't, or he said something like he said, I don't know what he said, but he basically lied. And so my friend, because her race was in town, like it was in Long Street, so she stayed like right outside the clubs basically, and it would be more easier for her to go out, and she was out more often than me, so it was like right there. And she'll be like, I just saw your man inside this club, and he's so drunk, and he's like taking his shirt off and all these other weird things and blah blah. And I was just like, oh, what the fuck? So like, I take a cab all the way to town, fuming, like, what the fuck are you doing, blah blah. And by this time he was so drunk he couldn't even like recognize me, like he didn't even know who I was. Like, that's how drunk he was. And I was just like, what the hell is wrong with this guy? So this is my naive self. I stayed with him at this club. Like, I was, mind you, I'm in like pajamas, guys. I'm in pajamas inside this club where there's the Kizomba nights and whatnot. And I stay with him, and I'm just like, because I figured he loves me, so he want me to stay, right? Wrong. He didn't even know who I was. He didn't even know I was there. The next day I'm like, babe, what happened? And he was like, were you there? So moving on. So during like first year, so because my friend went to another university, I had two other friends at UTT with me, and basically the one I had known since childhood, like since we were 12, our families were friends, and then the other one I had met her through her. This is the second major red flag. I introduced my friend to this guy, and it was weird because they acted like, it's like they knew each other, but they were acting like they didn't know each other. You know, when like you see someone and it's like, oh hey, yeah, like pretending like they didn't know each other essentially. So anyway, I let that go. I let that slip. And then the one night we went out, and by the way, this guy had a car. So I'm with my friends and stuff, and we go out, and then he basically was coming back to drop us home, and my friend as well, she lived on campus as well. All of us lived on campus, so he dropped us off one by one. But my other friend, who like knew him or didn't know him, lived the furthest away, like in another res completely. So he was gonna drop her off last, and then he was gonna go home. So he dropped me off, and then I was like, no, but I want to spend more time with you. Why don't you drop my friend off, and then we can chill. You can drop, and then you can drop me later. And he was like, no, it's fine, please. I'm very tired. I want to go home. So I was like, oh, okay, fine. Something was telling me like something is weird, like something is off, because she was also acting funny as well. So anyway, I let her go, and then the next day, for that week when we would go on campus, these girls would act weird, like they knew something that I didn't know. And the thing is that you know, at that age I was very trusting and very naive and very, for lack of a better term, stupid, like stupid. So also, by the way, these girls were far more experienced than me in a lot of things. Like, when I'm telling you experience, I'm talking about like they had been there and done everything, and I was very like new to a lot of things. So mix that in with naivete, whatever it is, whatever you can call it, stupid, whatever it was, whatever. So I was so iffy about this. So I just went out and asked, and I was like, guys, like, something that you want to tell me, like, what's going on? Because I really feel like I've been feeling some kind of way for the last couple of weeks or last couple of days, and I don't know what's going on. So the one confesses to me that no, I think this is what I can't even remember. I think she'll confess that my boyfriend basically that night that we had gone out and he had dropped me off first, my boyfriend had apparently slept with this girl in the car, and that he doesn't love me, whatever, I should just leave this guy alone. And this is the level of my naivete. Yes, I believed it, but oh my god, like, I really liked this guy so much. So I was really, really heartbroken. And I think I confronted him about it. I'm not sure, did I? And he basically obviously denied it, blah blah. I don't think I spoke to these girls for a while, I'm not sure. And I also wasn't speaking to this guy for a while too. Like, we were broken up. I was just like, don't call me, like, leave me alone. And then a couple of months later, I think I see him driving, like, in around my school area, around my university. Like, not around the university, but like there's a main road. So he was driving maybe to get to it's coming out of 7-Eleven. I don't know what he was doing. So he sees me walking. I think I was walking from the hair salon or something. He sees me walking and he's like, what's up? Like, we need to talk. So I was like, we gotta talk about shit, my nigga. Like, you messy, like, you're nasty. Like, no, we need to talk, blah blah. Your friend is a fucking liar. Like, she doesn't know anything. She's talking shit, blah blah. She doesn't want us together, blah blah. So I was like, oh, okay. I got in his car and I'm like, what's up? Like, it's like, no, she's lying to you, blah blah. You know how I feel about you, blah 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 blah. You're the only one for me, blah 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 blah. You're so smart, you're so beautiful, blah 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 blah. Your friend is this, friend is that. Basically insulting her to filth, and telling me I'm this and this and this and that. 17, stupid. Okay, sure. I believe you. So this guy slowly starts coming back to my race, blah blah, and like we're back together essentially. But my friends, and then I ended up telling my friends that we were back together, but they weren't impressed at all. And I had one time I had hacked my friend's Facebook to see her messages, because I just didn't, I thought maybe they were still like, now you're paranoid, right? Because now you've found out that your man is cheating, whether you believe him or not. Whether you believe it or not, you're still like a bit paranoid, like you still feel some type of way. So which is why I feel like getting back with someone after they've cheated, I feel like unless you're willing to completely forgive, don't do it, because you're always going to be thinking about something and snooping and whatever it is. So I was snooping and I went into her Facebook and I basically read their messages, and there weren't messages from him, but there were messages between the other girl, like the other girl that we chilled with. There were just 3 of us, by the way, and we were meant to be best friends. But clearly I didn't have any friends, because they were not my friends. They would talk shit about me, like mad shit, like I'm stupid, I can't believe she's back with her after we fucked, blah blah, like really bad shit. I was more like, at least I know they're not really my friends and I should just hold them at a distance, whatever. Okay, I get back together with this guy. I tell them they're back together. This guy is basically doesn't like my friends anymore, doesn't even want to be around them, doesn't want to chill with them when I'm there, blah blah. And this made me feel like, oh, this guy must be like super serious about me now, like he's really regretting what he did, or if he was weird, or whatever it is. Now we're dating, and me and him go out one night, and then we come back, like we go out one night. By the way, I had never been to my boyfriend's house before. I had never been to his house. No, I had been to his house before, but I feel like he moved in between us dating, and then I'd never been to his house ever again. I'd been to his place a couple of times, but then it would always be like we're at his other friend's place, or we'll chill at his other boy's place, or his other boy's place. Like, it would never be like I'm in his house, like just us chilling. So the next thing that happened was that after a night out, we had gone out, and we go back to this place. I don't know, basically we fall asleep, blah blah, after a night out, and he's like when I woke up he was gone, and I'm just like, oh, maybe he just popped out to go get something to eat or whatever it is, or to bring us food or whatever. 9 a.m, 10 a.m, 11 a.m, 12 o'clock, I text him, what's up, I'm coming back, don't worry. I think it was like a ABM, like, you know, like a hostel or something like that. So like, it turns out that's what it was, I think, because now these guys are like asking, you need to pay for like spending the night. So I'm like, what? He ended up coming to fetch me actually later, like 3 p.m. and I was like, what the fuck? Like, who fucking does that? But let me tell you, like, the story he told me, he was like, something happened with the car, he had to go and do this and do this and do that. And I was like, oh, okay, fine. Obviously in hindsight, I'm like, how fucking dangerous could that have been? Because I could have been fucking raped by these guys I didn't know. I was just at this place by myself. I don't know if I'll put this inside this video actually, because wow. He's about to drop me at Ray's on campus, and then he's like, I need to pass through my boy's place, blah blah. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So he stops at his boy's house. He's just outside, and like he shakes the guy's hand, and I'm watching carefully, and it's like they swapped something in their hands. You know those like slick moves where you swap something in between your hands. So I was like, oh my god, I'm with a drug dealer. I am with a drug dealer. You can't ask questions. I watch too many movies, but once you know too much, they kill you off, isn't it? So I'm like, no, I can't do this anymore. So I'm like thinking, okay, I need to break up with this guy. I need to talk. I need to end the situation. I invite him back to my I tell him like, listen, I need to talk to you a couple of days later, a couple of weeks later, I'm not sure. I need to... Joshua! Oh, okay. Hubby says, I'm like, listen, bro, like, I need to talk to you. Come to my campus, come to my raise or whatever. So like, we're chilling. I don't even invite him upstairs. Like, we're talking outside of the area. So he's like, so he comes through, and we're chilling outside where the shuttle stopped to fetch students who go to upper campus. So we're talking, and I'm like, bruh, like, I don't know what's up with you. Like, you mess around with me too much. I can't deal with this anymore. Like, something like, I'm just not feeling it. Like, I think we need to end it. And he's like trying to basically sweet talk me out of it. Like, no, don't think like that. You know how I feel about you, blah blah. As we're having this conversation, there's a girl walking down towards where we are standing. But I know her. She stays in my res, and she's like maybe a year higher than me, a year or two, maybe a year higher than me. And she's walking on her way into the dorm, but to do that she has to walk past us. As she's walking past us, she says, you see, whatever his name is, you see, this is why we could never be together. So I'm like, she said, what? Where there's smoke, there's fire. So I clock it in my mind I need to go and investigate this. So I'm like, okay, you know what? We'll talk about this some other time. Good night, blah, blah, blah. So now, this was before it was time to go and eat. So now I'm going down to the dining hall, and I'm gonna dish my food. And she was like a volunteer, like she was on dining hall duty that day. So she was working in the cafeteria. She was the one collecting our student cards or whatever it is, our meal voucher, whatever, to dish our food. So I'm like, hey. She's like, hey. I'm like, oh, how do you know this guy? I was acting like he's like my brother. I was like, how do you know my friend? Like, how do you know my homie, sort of situation. And she was like, oh yeah, I mean, he's been trying to go out with me for like so many months now. Like, oh really? For how long? It's like 6 months. And she's like, yeah, and like, I don't know, like he keeps playing games, but I'm not sure, blah blah. When I'm eating, everyone has come to dish food, and she is now sitting. So I stand up and I go and sit with her, and I'm like trying to I have to know more. I have to know more. So I'm like, I'm digging, and they have been on and off together for 6 months, and he's trying to win her back currently, blah blah. So I finally tell her, like, actually, listen, you know what? This has been my boyfriend for the last like 9 months actually. So this is news to me, like, wow. And she was like, girl, like, if I can tell you one thing, let's just leave this guy alone. Like, it seems like he's just so unstable, and he's typical fuckboy. And I was just like, okay. So we make this plan. So we're like, okay, the next time he texts you to tell you like he's outside or whatever, we'll both go. If he texts me, I'll call you, and we both go. We're like, here we go. So well and truly, I feel like it's the next day, he texts me and he's like, hey, I'm outside, do you want to chill? So I'm like, okay, sure. I'm on my way to call this girl at her room because she showed me her room number. So I'm about to stand up to go and tell her that he says he wants to come. And when I open the door, I hear a knock on my door and she's at my door and she's like, he just texted me and I told him I don't want to see him. So I was like, oh, well, he just texted me. So he texted both of us. She said no, but she decided to come and show me that he texted her. And I was like, oh, he just texted me and I told him I'll be down in a second. So we're like, let's go down together. So we go down together. He's in the parking lot and he sees us and he starts flashing his lights. He starts flashing his headlights. I think out of pure panic. But anyway, he starts flashing his headlights. We make our way towards him, walking. And he goes, yeah, I'm not afraid. I knew you guys would do this. I knew this was a setup, blah, blah. And I'm just like, these two, the girl and him, start going off, fighting. I turned to myself and I'm like, it seems like, and I wasn't even that like touched by it because I've been through too much with this guy to be affected anymore. So these two are going off like, this is why I can't trust you, this is why blah 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 blah, that's not gonna be together. I'm just like, wow, like this shit seems deeper than me. I must have been a side chick. I must be the side because it cannot be that I'm not even affected. I've been with this guy for a longer time. And these two are going off and she's so touched. She's going off on this guy. So I'm like, peace out guys. And I leave because my job is done. I'm done. Like I'm finished. I'm done. And ever since dating the guy, I had never dated a Nigerian guy again. And this guy was half Yoruba, half Ghanaian. And that's when I learned about like Yoruba demons and all of these things. And I was just like, wow, these guys are savage. God damn it. Oh, by the way, about the girl that he was actually seeing, who was in my res, he had apparently been seeing 2 other girls. So he was seeing 4 girls staying in the same building. 4 of us staying in the same building. This guy was literal trash. So I was just like, I will never touch a Nigerian / Ghanaian guy from a 10-foot pole. Stereotypically speaking, like Ghanaian guys are like the more gentle romantic ones and like Nigerian guys are the most like savage, whatever it is. But like both of those nationalities, I was like, you will catch me dead. I would rather die than date another one. Until now, when I met my boyfriend. I hope the story time was okay because it was so difficult trying to remember everything that happened back then. Because that was when that was like, I'm 27 now. So that was like almost 9 years ago. It's a very long time. It's a very long time. And by the way, that car that he was picking me up and dropping me off in, that car was not his. It actually belonged to his other girlfriend. So confirmation, I was a side chick because he had a girlfriend for a very long time. When I had been to his place, that was his place, but in between us dating, he had moved and he had apparently moved in with her. So he was using her car. This is why I'd never been to his place ever again, because he wasn't living by himself. He was living with this other woman. He was apparently with her to get legal status to stay in the country. Yeah guys, that is the most flames I'd ever seen before and it is hilarious. Update, I'm not friends with those girls. Like, I'm not friends with those 2 girls. We don't talk, we're not friends anymore. I sort of knew, like, that's not friendship. Those are not your friends. Those are not my friends. Like, my glass is empty now, I need to end this video. Those are not my friends. That's my story time guys. I hope you enjoyed it. It's my first one, so please be kind to me. It's very exposes me a lot, exposes my stupidity. But thank you guys for watching and I will see you next week. Bye.